fun.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yes. And
I
Robert
didn't
is.
even know Discord has this function.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like and Eric, I'm telling you, part of the reason I'm also these are all kind of like my pilots. So eventually we're gonna take people to go see Panda
Mhm.
in, through Discord server, like in our Hackster around the world type of series. So
When
this
is
is
that going to happen?
just as a practice. I'm hoping towards maybe well, it will happen this year. But
Okay.
probably in fall time, like September, October-ish is my hope. Um, we're gonna take people to go see Panda Cam in China. We're gonna
Hmm.
go see a Lima Cam in Peru, and we're gonna do probably a wolf cam or thing, in Yellowstones. And I'm still curating other animals from around the world.
We should tie the pandas in with Make a Fair Shenzhen.
What?
We should do the pandas when we do Make a Fair Shenzhen.
Make a fish engine?
Yeah, Make
You
a
want to
Shenzhen
bring
I
up
have
mean,
pandas.
it's
panda?
difficult to ship pen to Shenzhen, but I think easier to ship you to Chengdu.
That's what I meant. I meant when we're already over there
Okay.
for that. I mean, she was talking about October. I was saying we should do it in November when there's Make a Fair Shenzhen, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But no, well, the point is that, for people who cannot travel, right, or who doesn't really, can't make it to China, we're going to give them another kind of experience through the digital world, through the Discording, portaling, and camera to see the panda, because Eric has a panda cam in the research space that you could that's wildlife, um, uh, spotting and using edge AI to
Mhm.
to right, to I don't know what's the best way to even like say this to for
Yeah, we're
conservation
building more
and
like
understanding the
secret
behavior.
devices for them. So if you go
Yeah.
to some room of the pandas, I think in the near future you have a chance to see some really gadgets used by pandas.
Yes. So I see Juan is here, so I'm gonna invite Songhao to speak so we can bring him up. Songhao is another one of our judge. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello,
Nice.
Sorry,
Songhao.
my camera. Hi. I draw my car, so we'll wait for a minute. I will park my.
Okay. And hi, Marco. How are you doing? Thank you so much for arriving early, and so we can do the AV and sound check. We have a really good bunch of judges that some of us, are really good long-term friends, and some of us first time meet. So I'm very excited for this session. Oh, Victor's here. Hi, Victor. I'm gonna pull you up on the stage.
Hey guys, let's make sure my camera is actually on as well. There we go. How you guys doing?
Oh, good. Very nice. And Victor, you are in UK.
That's correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
And in which part of UK?
I'm in Bristol, so go to London and go as far west you can before you hit the water.
Go west from London.
Yeah, go as far west you can before you hit the water, and you'll make it to Bristol.
Okay. I was in Aberystwyth.
In where?
Aberystwyth. Aberystwyth. Last
I
week.
don't know. Ah,
But that's in Wales.
Wales. Okay, well then you drove by in the area.
But yeah,
I'm not.
I'm probably butchering this word here. So I'll put it in the chat. And since
I don't.
everybody's here, I am also gonna do a quick just Discord rundown in case this interface, because this interface is very different than Zoom and how we host events. So your whole interface, what you see is totally controlled by yourself. And on the very right top corner, there's a little chat bubble. So use that. We can all basically, that's a chat room that's happening while the live event is going. Yes, this chat. Nice. Okay, success. This chat. So audiences can post their questions and their things in there. Only us on the stage can speak. For now, that's the first session. Like we're gonna do our little roundtable. And then in the second half, we are actually gonna portal over to Seed Studio. They also have a stage over there, and that's the open mic session where we can invite other people who are in the audiences to go up, do a open mic. And then we're also going to look at some of the other projects that's already being submitted in the contest, do a little mock judging. And then we're going to come back to Hackster. And don't get nervous. I said, this is going to be a ride, but I hopefully it won't be like so dizzy. And we're going to do a little giveaway. So I think, who else are we? We're waiting on Rico and Norella. Let me see if they're there. Oh, Marco is here. Marco. I'm gonna bring Marco up here again.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. Everything's fine now, thanks.
Yes, we have you, and we see your beautiful whiteboard that seems to have a lot of equations.
And schemes and yeah, right.
Very
Nice
cool.
to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Marco.
Hello.
It's weird that I cannot see everybody's camera. I can only see my camera.
You probably clicked on your own thing, so you need to click out of it.
Okay, let me do some experiment.
Yes. So Marco and everyone, so what you see in Discord, this is a little bit different than Zoom, right? What you see actually in Discord, this whole interface is totally controlled by you. So for example, Norella is here, so I'm going to invite her up. Hi, Norella. Welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, Norella.
Hi, sorry, I'm new in Discord, so I need to figure out how to share stuff.
Yes, some of us are also new, so I'm literally just explaining some of the rundowns and basics over here. But actually, I am gonna pass on also to Robert, because Robert is really the czar here of Discord. And Robert, how about you give us a little rundown of this Discord interface really quickly before we start the event?
Are we ready? Because it also pertains to the audience as well. So maybe do we want to do it once we kind of like kickstart everything, or just now? Now, both.
Let's see. We are like 1 minute.
Okay.
Hi, Norella.
So then let's do it. Right.
We're just waiting on Rico. Let me make sure Rico's not in the audience. He's not. Okay. Maybe he's still trying to find his way in here. But yeah, why don't we get started, and then when Rico joins, we will bring him up to stage. And again, thanks for. Is that Rico? No. All right. Okay.
Good to go?
Yeah, Robert, I'll pass on to you to do a quick rundown of the little Discord experience over here, and then I'll start.
Awesome. Yeah. So like Ginger said, I'm just going to kind of give a real quick brief on how to have your best Discord stage experience. So everyone has control over their own UI. Essentially, you can click on someone's tile, make it bigger, click it again, make it even bigger, click it again, and make it small. This is your essentially control over the UI or how you view what's going on. So if someone shares a screen, if someone's sharing a slideshow, you can click on their shared screen and make that big. And if you want to watch someone in particular, what they're doing, or when they're talking, you can click on their tile to make that bigger. The other thing that you might want to consider here is that if you are having audio issues, you can turn each individual speaker up, so you can right click on their tile and then adjust their individual volume. If you're having audio issues just in general, a rule of thumb is just exit the stage real quick, rejoin. Sometimes it happens. Last but not least, you want to participate in the chat. On the top right corner of your Discord, whether you're in the application or on the browser, you'll see a little chat bubble. This is to open up your chat with everyone else. So, when you're in the audience, or me after I let go of this little announcement, I'll probably turn my camera off and I'll be hanging out in the chat with everyone else. So feel free to join me there, or anyone else in the audience to chat. This is also kind of where you'll see any sort of instructions with regards to the agenda going forward. Is that good, Ginger?
Yes. One very important point is that everyone, so you have a little chat bubble on your top right corner. And there's a little hand thing that says show request. And then there's another thing that says show chat. So that chat window is available to everyone, including speakers, including audiences. So audiences, you won't be able to speak, we won't be able to hear you, but this is where you can pop in questions, and we'll come back to it later. And then, the round table, whoever you see on the stage, are the speakers. We're basically, the speakers. And a little bit of rundown of the show for those who just joined. Thank you again for joining this event. What we're gonna do today, the first 30-minute, we're actually gonna be hosted here, in the Hackster server. So watch out for that little chat bubble thing, because we're gonna do a really cool experience called portaling, which is portaling everybody over to Seed Studio server in the second half of the event, and we're gonna do some little live judging, doing some project viewing, and then we're gonna portal back to Hackster. If you stay with us all the way to the end, you'll be in a drawing, total random. It's all about your luck for some hardware giveaway. All right, so put your seatbelt on. It might get dizzy, it might not, but this is your little abduction experience. And I see all of our judges are here now, and thank you so much for joining this event today. It's amazing to be able to actually get everybody in the same space, of all of us across the globe, and very busy person. So I really appreciate this, and thank you so much. Let's do a little quick round of intro first. And Rico just put himself back in the audience. Rico, come back here. Okay. And so hi, everyone. My name is Ginger. I am the community manager here at Hackster. I've been running contests, for, here at Hackster. Engineering challenges, for many years. I'm your moderator today, is really just so that part of, I think.
Hey, Ginger.
Yes.
Some people can't hear you for some reason.
No,
I can hear you.
Ginger, you completely froze up for a second, so maybe if you want to just kind of start over there real quick, and if anyone has audio issues, please just kind of exit the stage and come right back. I think it was a full-blown Discord glitch, so it was no just one person.
It wasn't me.
No, it wasn't. It was everyone. So if you could just maybe start over 30 seconds back.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Okay. So hi everyone, I'm Ginger. I'm your contest nerd here at Hackster, and super happy today. Some of the judges are being long-term friend, partner, mentor of mine, and some are first time I meet. And one thing that I really, after running many years of contests here at Hackster is that I feel like the judging process is always a little bit black box, right? Like the participants will submit their entries, the judges, on the judges side, because I've actually on both sides of the table, sometimes we get a rubric and it's like, oh, you judge these based on these scores, based on this rubric, and give us your score back. And eventually there's some kind of announcement with who the winners are. So really kind of my intention this opportunity to make it more transparent, and also we're going to record this to answer your question, David, so that the audiences here, but also the participants, get to know who the judges are and what their thinking process are, right? So this is going to be very, hopefully, like very interactive, collaborative, and it's a fun thing. It's a valuable thing that everybody spend this hour together, to really zoom in on this contest. So that's kind of like my long intro, and I'll pass on for the judges to introduce themselves. How about I call out everyone. So David, you're the next on my tile. So
Oh, okay. I'm David Groom, often known online as iShotJR. If you see a pink Nintendo character in the comments with the word iShotJR next to it, that's me. I am the community editor at Make Magazine and a longtime Hackster collaborator and fan, and a longtime Seed collaborator and fan. So it's kind of all coming together in this contest.
awesome. Okay, Rico.
All right. Hi, Rico Kanthatham. I run a fab lab in Kamakura, Japan, and am a Fab Academy and Fabric Academy instructor for the Fab Lab Network. Have known the Seed Studio folks for a couple of years now and Ginger for a couple of years now, and happy to be a part of this very interesting contest.
Oh, can you go next?
Are you talking to me?
No, Marco, not Rico.
Oh, Marco. Okay, I missed you for a second. Okay, I'm Marco. I'm a researcher in a physics institute called the International Center for Theoretical Physics. I've been working on IoT and TinyML for the last many years, and collaborating with Seed Studio on making technology available mostly in developing countries and looking how technology can affect SDGs.
And Victor?
Hey, yeah, sure thing. Serial entrepreneur, I guess. Done a few startups. Actually wrote a few pieces at Hackster in the early days when we started doing our first open source piece. And I don't know, tinkerer, love to play with IoT things and hardware, kind of a security nerd. And Salman, who's in the chat here, was actually the one who put me in touch with you guys. So I got some Seed hardware here as well, which I've been playing with. So I guess, yeah, shout out to Salman. But other than that, yeah, happy to be here.
We all love salmon. Norella.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for the invite. My name is Norella Coronell. I'm based in Colombia, South America. I work for the Fab Foundation as a communications director. My background is mainly in product design, and I did Fab Academy, I think in 2017. So I'm really familiar with everything related to digital fabrication and also what are the best ways to communicate this hard to understand for others concept. So I'm glad to be here and to support it any way I can. So thank you.
And let's say Songhao, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm the director of a technical and art institution in Shanghai. 那个 so but my English is not very good, so I use the translation.
Awesome. welcome. I think you're another one of those. My first time meeting you, so thanks.
Right.
And
Yeah. Right. Yes. Yeah.
yes, and
Mhm.
we will. And how about I'll let Allison actually also introduce herself. Allison's actually the coordinator, of this whole contest. She's the contest manager.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice to meet you all. Thanks so much to be invited as the judge. So I am the community manager in C Studio, and also I'm the coordinator of the Seed Interactive Signage Contest. So let's make it great and successful. Thank you.
Thank you for organizing and doing all the logistics, Allison. So I am
This is Eric. I'm trying
Yeah.
to
Eric.
everybody's cameras, but it's not working for me. So let me know if you can still hear me. I think I have some
Yes.
connectivity issues. But thank you all for joining us, and it has been a great pleasure to know you guys for many years. And didn't expect this will happen like this way, but it's much very exciting because we were thinking to do the digital signage for quite a while. Thanks for Ginger to putting together this sessions. And thank you so much for joining us. And I'm your fans of everyone.
And we're all
We
fan
try
of.
to leave the stage and rejoin.
Yes. All right. Eric, yeah, try to leave the stage and rejoin. While the same, while Eric is doing that and everybody's having their internet little technical difficulty, I will kick this off. Actually, for me, I'm actually a sign nerd. I'm a big signage nerd. When I travel around, I actually really like to take pictures of different signs. So when this contest came up, when the theme came up, I was like very intrigued. I'm like, what is interactive signage, right? And I was even thinking about, hey, if let's say, I submit an entry, what would that look like? What would that be? And how will I be judged? So instead of just kind of like popping us with a regular panel with like questions, we talk about it, I actually prepared something, and a little bit actually for each one of us. So I will share my screen here and hope we can make this actually a little bit more fun, and hope you guys like it. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if you need to make it bigger, you can click on the tile. It says live. Yeah, it says live, and then it's a PowerPoint slide, but like I said, the Discord thing is kind of unique to everyone. So if you click on that tile, it will be bigger. So I'm gonna show everyone a collage of different signs I've collected throughout the world, right? And we're just gonna chat about them, like whether they're interactive, whether they're dumb, whether they're whatever. It's totally fine. But I really want to get like a deeper sense of what other future of signs are. What are signs really there for, and why do we even need interactive signage, right? Okay, so here I go, and I might call on some of the judges just because you guys are all my friends now, and I like to pick on friends. So here we go. Okay, so this is actually just from last week, and I'm gonna do like a really quick fun thing. We're gonna guess where this is, So I have a series of these, and each one is actually like for one of you guys. So this one I'm gonna actually a little bit pick on Victor to do this for me. Okay. Can you see this?
Yeah, I can, yes.
Can you guess where it's at?
Well, given that you said you were in Wales, I'm just gonna assume it's somewhere in Wales.
Close. Close.
Then is it in England?
No.
Is it in Scotland? I don't know where you
Yes.
went. Okay,
Yes. Okay, so this was actually in the Highland of Scotland. Can you see the sign there?
Yes. I can't read
Okay.
it though, but let me see if I can
Can't
make
read
it
them, so
bigger.
let me see if I can make it bigger. Oh no,
Oops.
that one for Rico. Sorry. This one. It says, "Warning: sheep grazing."
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I picked on you because this is in UK. But also because I want to show these beautiful sheeps. And one thing, the kind of story behind this is that what wasn't actually shown in this picture itself was that it was super windy where this was. It was in Scotland, Highland. There's a lot of wind. And actually, when I saw the sign, I thought of the contest. I was like, there really needs to be somewhere like interactive because all these wind around here, would actually be like a cool interactive part that you could, like somehow, sync with like nature or environment, and that would be cool. But that's just kind of like my really on um like simple thought, when during that time when my hair was up all blown around. So I'm gonna throw it out here to the round table and for the judges, like, if you see that sign and one of your things like make this interactive, right? What are some of your thoughts around this?
It should be animated.
Mm.
I don't think the sign is very clear the way it is right now. Someone in the comments said, danger electric fence, and that's what I assumed it was too until we got to zoom in.
Okay.
But if you showed animation of a sheep munching on something, it'd be much more clear, even if you couldn't read the words.
Right. What does this even mean? It says, "Warning: sheep grazing."
Oh no! Oh no! They're gonna get me. Like, what does this mean?
What does it mean? Okay. All right. So this is just one of the thing, right? And for those who don't know, I shot JR. David is actually British, so thank you for throwing that thought. But that's still yet to be determined. So we can just leave it here. Okay, the next one. I'm actually gonna throw at Eric.
Sure,
Eric,
but someone please post it. I cannot see your screen. Anyone can help me post on the chat room?
you cannot see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it now. I know this space. I know this very spot.
You know this very spot.
Sure, it's one of the biggest like demos space for smart agriculture in Sichuan.
Yes. So there's a sign here, Eric.
Yep.
What do you think about the sign?
The sign is for the government officers. So to show they spend some money well, but it's not useful for the farmers. I'm quite cynical about this.
Yeah. Can you tell us more? And for those who are in the kind of audience, and because me and Eric can actually read Chinese, Eric, can you just explain a bit further what the sign actually says?
The most important thing is about the measurement of the earth, like the soil moisture, like the EC, wind direction, wind speed, and the radiations from the sky. This is generally the basic elements, but there's something missing.
Okay, so it basically tells you the stat of the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so it has like what Eric says, it has like wind speed, and let me see what else. Radiation, wind direction, and la la la. Are they using your sensors, Eric, to read those?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, they should buy some of your sensors.
Yeah, they're okay. They have their own ways doing that. But I think this is not a very this could be a more negative example. It's like you set up interactive signage, but it's not really useful for whoever is in the context.
I love it.
Can I share one? Can I share one different one?
Absolutely.
I will post it. Can you see it? It's in the chat room.
Let's see, Eric's. Okay, that one Eric just
Yeah.
posted in the chat room is noise level.
Yeah. So I think in contemporary, this one is really useful because it's applied in the plaza where people dancing, they create noises. They turn sometimes the music too loud. So the government or maybe the local community manager put up a noise sensor with a sign there. So when they're dancing, they're looking at this wall and they will like regulate themselves if it's getting too loud. And if it's not enough, there will be someone like there's camera you can see there. There are some loudspeakers. They might get a remote regulations. So this is, I think, it's a perfect interactive signage in my mind. So you can really install a signage, have some sensors or other ways, but maybe it's cybernetic, but you have more interactions to guide people's behavior or to express more informations for a public space like this.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I thought of the same thing, right? When I saw that sign, in the one that I'm showing in this very beautiful, elaborate industrial agriculture, biggest one in China. It's like, it's a sign that shows the environment, but because at that time it was also actually during a festival. But for like a regular citizen, when I see those data, I actually don't know, how to interact with it. Okay. Time wise, I'm gonna move on. This one, we'll try to do this quicker, but I threw this in because it show up, like in my sign thing. Are you able to see this?
Yes.
I don't know. I might throw this at Rico. Rico, where do you think this is at?
Sapporo or Osaka?
Osaka.
Osaka. Okay.
Second. Yes.
Okay. So it's a restaurant, maybe serving crab products, like steamed crab, maybe. Yeah. So, is it interactive? I don't know. If I'm not mistaken, that crab moves, right? The arms wiggle around a little bit. It's a way to draw attention to this particular store. Yeah, crabs are expensive in Japan, so especially this type of crab. So I guess they're trying to get people to come and spend some money.
Yes, I think so too. And I think one thing why I brought this up kind of in this thing is because I think Japan has some best signages in the world in terms of like drawing people's attention and just get people to, whether it's going to that restaurant, right? And this one might not be interactive yet, we might be able to mobilize its like arms or something to make it interactive. If they want to turn, like to get that route. But I always feel like the Japanese design, like from a designer point of view, in terms of like they're like bringing the more right. This is almost like a bigger statue, right? It's almost like an art piece. It's almost like an art piece that's hanging as kind of like a signage. And the interactive aspect and the information aspect is also very subtle because the interaction part is like, it's huge. It's huge. So when people sees it, it just immediately brings your attention. And then the interaction part is like coming to the restaurant. So
Yeah.
I always
Actually,
yeah.
Yeah, actually, I guess two places. I guess Sapporo and I guess Osaka because those are the two probably most well-known places where they have crab signage just like this. So in Japan, signage is interesting. Not only does it serve as informational, but it serves to it's a type of nomenclature, I guess. Like once you see this image, everybody knows what it is. Like, and it's repeated everywhere. So even though it might be in two different locations, the same signage, even though it's for a commercial facility, Japan uses similar iconography to make people aware that they're in the presence of a crab restaurant, they're in the presence of a sushi restaurant. If you've been to Japan and you see like what looks like a straw ball hanging outside of a commercial facility, it suggests that that place serves sake, right? So there are all these kind of symbols of that have meaning that are graphic. So I don't know if this has anything to do with what we're talking about, but thought I'd throw it out there.
No. I think it has everything to do with what we talk about, because the symbols, the meanings, the stories. I think for me, like when I think about, how I'd love to, judge some of the entries, is there meaning, is there purpose, right? Behind the signage, or is it just, a piece of thing that, oh, we're like using just a tuck demonstration in terms of like, I used the OpenCV camera, detected some faces and displayed something. I do think, in the current world where where information is overload, right? And what the messages are very important to signages, because that is the medium that everybody's going to consume. I saw a sign that Victor posted in the chat. Victor, you want to talk about that real quick?
I just have, I mean, having been in the signage industry for the last 10, 15 years, I've built up a pretty big repository of failed signage, and I just find it hilarious how poorly secured a lot of these devices are, and how many of them running. I was in Barcelona for a big signage event. Oh, sorry, I was in Munich. There was a different event a few weeks ago, and you agree at the airport with like a broken Windows 7 device, and you see this. Once you start seeing these things, you can't unsee them, and you see them wherever you go, right? So I just thought it something that I've seen a lot lately. But I mean, in terms of if you want to dial this back to kind of like what I'm interested in the signage world, I find very like utilitarian signage more interesting. Like it's more, do you add value more than anything? Because it's easy to make something that is a cool demo, but that's not quite useful, right? You actually like, I give you a really, really boring example of something that actually has a lot of utility. How busy a bathroom is in a public space. That is something that adds a lot of utility, but might not be very exciting. So I think, yeah, sorry, I kind of derailed the question a bit, but I kind of going back to like, yeah, exactly like this. Utilitarian signage, I found that much more interesting. I think that's something that you want to drive value, and that's at least something that I want to see in entries, I guess. I've been reflecting on this leading up to this.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you brought that up. And so I put a couple of slides up on this one. This is also, I want to get to the point of in terms of just utilitarian and usefulness. This is also one of my favorite real interactive signage, and it's a real-time train on arrival signage, I guess, like for in Manhattan. In Manhattan.
Yeah.
And I think I took this picture I don't know, like maybe definitely last time when I was in New York. But you can see, I don't know if people can see it like closely, but on the top right, it shows you how many minutes the train is arriving, and then where the train is at. So all that real time aspect, and this is an IoT thing, right? So when it comes to the technical aspect, we can totally, I think, nerd out about asset tracking.
Yeah.
Marco, would you like to speak a little bit about this?
Do you know if this is, I mean, is it kind of predicted for minutes? Is it like planned for minutes, or is it like kind of real time information?
I believe it's real time information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then my question. Yeah.
I'm actually wondering, beyond New York, do you see this in other parts of the world, or like in your city?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. This is quite common now. I mean, in Europe, in many cities, we do have similar signs. So something that I find interesting about this sign is, is it easy to read? I mean, if you're a foreigner from some other, place, continent, or, I mean, I do understand the 4 minutes, right? I do understand the top left, where you're going, but I don't know, isn't it, too much information in some way?
If I can piggyback on that,
Sure.
Marco, like I've seen this a lot, right? And there's like a big people try to build these like really cool designed and all like fancy things, but what you really want to make sure is you can read that from 10 meters away, right?
Mm.
And that's, I think, the rule of thumb here that so many people in the design content and signage applications in general is that they completely miss that. They design things that you would if you're staring at the screen on your computer, but that's not the real world. You want to be able to see this from across the room if you do a dashboard or something like this. You want to make sure you use massive fonts, massive like readability, icons more so than text, like make it usable, right? I think that's something that I've seen a lot, and there are a lot of research in this in the industry as well. But yeah, to your point, that is not necessarily a good use case for something that you can read from while glancing over from across the room, right? So absolutely.
Love that discussion. Yeah, so I echo with all of those aspects, and on the kind of, is this foreign friendly, is this kind of inclusive, that aspect, right? I think it's very much a lot of the designers should really incorporate and be more thoughtful. I think I'm trying to think like there are definitely more multilingual type of approach of signages, like in a lot of different places. But that's another sign. No pun intended. For me, when I visit like a new place, to see how they really think about, like being foreign friendly, being inclusive, those kind of aspect. Okay. Um, I don't know. This one is maybe more of a funny one. But talking about just a sign that's very easy to read. Like I want to bring this one up really quickly. It's a really good sign. And again, opening up to the floor just for conversation. This one is one of those interactive signage ones, but definitely I think it's kind of useful. And just what kind of messages you see here. I actually have another one. I have a two. Both of these are in America.
I guess that the one with the actual display of the text makes more sense than just having a turtle. Maybe I can think that turtles aren't gonna go in the way or something in the other one, in the second one that you show. But this one is a little bit more explicit on like what do you need to do. So it depends on I think this one is really dependent on context. So this one is really on the side of the road. It has the explicit text. It's just straightforward. You know what you need to do. And the other one, turtles will come your way. So because you're in the woods, I think, if I don't, or is it a road as well? Can you switch to the next one? Yeah, that one, yeah, it's in the forest. So yeah, turtles will come your way. So yeah. So I think depending on the context where you are. Also, if you're in the woods, you wouldn't necessarily need to have something explicit, interactive, or something like that. It's just straightforward communication that you are aware of. Here we have ones that have iguanas in it because there's a lot of iguanas. So you need to know that iguanas will come your way. So yeah, I think signage are very important depending on the context and what you are communicating to, or who are you communicating to, in the sense that it's not just displaying it because you want to display it, it's because you want to communicate something. So I think that's my 2 cents on those ones.
Yeah, thank you, Norella. That's wonderful. So like it's exactly, it's like a tortoise, right? One is in the middle of the desert. This picture's on outside of Las Vegas, on driving to California through the desert. This one is actually in a Seattle garden. It's in a Seattle like community garden-ish, but they have these kind of places, at best, and I guess turtles, exist in both of them. We are running a little bit out of time. I don't know if, Allison, I want to give you a cue to see if you would like to go to seed side, to set the stage up. But I will run through a couple more and we can chat about it, and then we can go to seed side to really take a look at some of the entries, right? This one, I'm just gonna say it quickly. This one is actually funny. Again, I throw it in here. It's a sign from the Isle of Skye. That's in West UK. And when I saw the sign, I was like, I was like, I don't really understand what this sign is saying. So my Scottish guide told me that it's because there's giants over there. So it's telling you, don't get abducted by giants. And then so I was like, then why is there a kitty there? So it's like, because there's like going to be cats, like kind of walking across the street and stuff. I don't know, and maybe it's a mystery sign that nobody understands. So again, I'm gonna throw this just here for the sake of our collective brilliance, to see what you think of this sign means.
I think this is just. Sorry?
No. Go ahead, Norella.
No, I think it's so funny because it's just so local. Like you need to be in that specific village at that specific time or live there to actually understand what it is. I thought it was more of a family, like families. I don't know, houses. I don't know. It can be like a family, a little kid, a guy, and a cat. Family. Why not? But yeah, if you're foreign and you are walking through that sign, you're like, what is this? Like you can imagine so many different things for this sign that are not what you just said about you giant, and I don't know, people are really big. I don't know. Like I cannot even understand the giant part. I think I'm so super confused about this one, especially because it's a warning sign. Like it's in a triangle, is red, has white background. Highlights, like colors are really important. When you highlight it in red, it's warning, like something's gonna pop out of nowhere. And I don't know if a giant and a kid and a cat will pop out of the road.
That's something I was going to point out is in Europe, there is a standardization of signs, and everybody in Europe knows what all the shape of these signs means. So even if you're not, from there, you can kind of tell that like a red triangle is probably a warning, but there's actually like a whole established like nomenclature of different signs and how their shapes mean different things, and it's kind of across all of Europe, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think what I'm hearing is that, basically the signs, or at least, when we come back to the contest level, really what we're also looking for is how understandable is this sign, right? Like, I think we mentioned over here a lot in terms of like, you could be, you could be in your, like in this one, like a very localized bubble, right? It's like a very localized, very community type of thing that only within specific community or cultural context that you'll be able to understand, but other people probably can't. So like how, like who the sign is aspect, I think is super important. Okay, I'm gonna show two more of my favorite, and then we can hop over to, we can do this cool portaling experience. This is actually okay, this is kind of obvious. It's in Thailand because it's Thai up there. Rico, can you read Thai?
Yes. The big one on the right with the how do we call it? The handicap symbol says this is wait. Actually, I need to. It's like the big letters on top says something like this is a seating place for the designated seating place, and then the something below there. I'm gonna have to zoom in later and get you the definition. Sorry, but there's a joke happening there with the black characters. Obviously, it's pretty funny. It's like they're chasing away the person in the wheelchair.
Yeah, so this sign is probably, you know, like when I was going through my stuff, it's probably one of my favorite because, you know, in terms of like serving the society, serving the community, this was actually designed and installed by one of my very dear friend who organizes a Run Together event in Bangkok. So this sign is in Lumpini Park, which is in the center of Bangkok. It's like the central park, you know, of like Bangkok. And so they have this running group, you know, like every month in the park that both the disabled people, you know, and you know, like and everybody, you know, kind of like runs. So but for blind runners, what usually happens is that they need a guide runner. They need a guide runner, you know, to basically run with them and guide them. And then so there's this one runner who used to stand in the park on the side of the road and wait for somebody who's willing to guide him for, you know, like how, you know, could be hours, right? You know, until somebody finds that's actually his intention. So you know, my friend's organization, you know, like they rallied up, you know, the park administrative, they rallied up like the government, you know, to make the sign so that it tells people how to help, you know, and how to actually be friends, you know, how you could you know be with, you know, like help, you know, like a blind person, you know, or somebody like in wheelchair, on, you know, all these the part of the community that probably, you know, need more support. So this is actually, and this, it's again, right, you know, like we can thought about like all the interactiveness, you know, all the tech aspect of it, but in the end, the tech aspect that was implemented in this was a big red button, was a big red button on the side of the road, so that when a blind runner, you know, it needs a guide runner, he or she could just press on this big red button, panic button type of ish, and then it will light up, and then it kind of gives a signal that there's a need. So this is one of like a really cool thing, you know, that I just want to share with everyone here, which it's an interactive signage. There's an interactive design aspect, there's a signage aspect, and then there's a community serving, a usefulness, you know, a utilitarian aspect that really makes me feel warm at heart. Okay, so I think it's time for us to portal over to Seed to see some of the entries. And Robert, I need your help. Robert, calling Robert. Okay, Robert, abduct us and portal us over and give us a rundown of how. Click on your top
See you
right
there.
button. Yes, there's a portal to see Discord community with a big portal black hole sign and says take now. So click on that take now and we'll see you on the other side of the space. Okay? Going to the
We should exit this room, right? Oh,
Click on.
So
Doesn't. No, we're still in the old one.
go. Okay.
We need to
exit.
exit this and go.
How do we
Okay.
do that?
Yeah.
How do I not hang up, right?
Hello, everyone. We're gonna invite our judges. Hey. Okay, so I click the right button, and how I gonna do this? Yeah. Oh, we invite to speak. Okay, I see it. Thank you.
Made it.
Okay.
Wow, that's a cool experience.
Eric, are you dizzy?
Yeah, good.
Okay. So we have David made it safe here. We had David made it safe here. We had Songhao made it safe here.
Yeah.
And I
else?
think other people, hopefully other people are still arriving safely.
And the seed team's cameras are working on their server for some reason. That's cool.
Yeah, so Marco, can we bring Marco up?
Let's see. Okay, I saw Marco. Let me invite it. Okay, Marco is here.
Cool.
And we still have Norella. Okay. Let's wait for Norella. Well, this kind of experience is really, really cool.
I just wish that can be a like physical porting device that we can
Yes.
invite you all over to one room.
Maybe.
Are you working on that, Eric?
Not yet, not yet.
Not
We are
yet.
waiting for the physics to break through.
Okay.
Yeah, we may need some physics breakthrough here, or like one of our very imaginative like maker can make us this like portal button, and then you just push the button, and then they somehow just make us portal over. You know, like I'm pretty sure somebody in the community can come up with that.
Open source portal gun.
Yes. Okay. Did we lose Rico and Norella?
Norella, yeah. Aw.
Okay.
But how was the function usually for? Like this is quite unusual. Why would Discord have this function?
It doesn't. We built it. Actually,
Robert
one of the
built it.
developers who built it is here
Robert
in the
built
chat,
it.
Wakilla.
Oh,
Yeah. It's about bringing communities together.
Oh.
Yeah. So and Eric, you know, like we've mentioned that there's a lot of Discord servers, right? And it's kind of really annoying sometimes if you belong to many of the different servers, and then
yep.
but you don't you know, like the whole navigating around is very confusing. So the whole portal network is about building bridges. We're all about building bridges.
Okay. It sounds very much like this is Stranding, or it's like you are building a shuttle between the Discord servers.
Okay, we might lost Norella and Rico. How do we find them?
She sent an email.
Emails.
Okay. Oh.
What about Victor? Did we lose Victor too?
I saw the chat box that Selma mentioned that there has some messages show you must be a member for at least 10 minutes to send messages in the server. So I'm not sure. Maybe there's some obstacles.
Okay.
No problem, I think. Maybe
People are having an issue and some
fix
people
it later.
aren't. It's kind of weird.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe for the sake of the time, my intention originally was that this can be a open mic session, which means whoever's in the audience, maybe have a signage, or have a project or any thought, we will actually bring you up onto the stage. So and the backup plan, if all of you guys are shy, is that we will just run through some of the entries that the contest already has, and the judges can provide some live feedback. So do we have any brave ones for open mic? Just raise your hand if you want to come up and speak.
Can I share something as well, Ginger, while we wait for people to raise their hands?
Absolutely. Go for it,
I was
David.
just thinking, so the prize for this contest is a stipend to go and attend Maker Faire Shenzhen, right?
Yeah.
So if nobody else had anything, any questions and things like that they wanted to talk about, I thought we could kind of get people excited about that prize because we've all been to it, and we could talk about how amazing it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard.
Sorry, you cut out a little bit.
Oh. I said there is a party.
There's a
So-
party at Maker Faire Shenzhen?
Yeah. There's always a party in Maker Faire Shenzhen. So Maker Faire Shenzhen will have 2 days. So usually in the weekend. And this year we're gonna be in November 15th to 16th. Yeah. And related for the topic about the AI. So this year we're gonna have more than 110, I think, 10 booths. So we will invited more international makers and teams to join us together. So this year will be more excited than the last year. Yeah. So everybody, if you have the good projects related with the signage or interactive signage, don't be shy and share it to this contest, and you will probably gain the first prize to the Maker Faire Shenzhen travel grant.
And I think we will collect as many interactive signage there as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by the way, we will have this year we are gonna have a special exhibition for the interactive signage contest winners. So if you are the 14 winners, we will put your projects or demos to this special area and to showcase to the international makers. Yeah, and communicate. So it's a very good opportunity. And
I do want to also make a shout out, since now we are in Seed Studios server. So on the very left hand pane, there are all the different channels. There is a specific channel dedicated to this contest. If you scroll all the way down under co-event, there's an interactive signage contest channel. So you could probably still maneuver over there while we were here, and but the gist of it is that there are going to be interactions in there. So feel free to share your project. Feel free to post any questions. Use that as a kind of community that's dedicated to this contest. I'll be hanging out there sometimes. When I'm not at Hackster server. So feel free to post any kind of interesting signages, just your ideas, and share your thoughts in that channel. That's actually one of the main things why we want to do this portaling, so that people get introduced to that space in that channel in the Discord on Seed specifically for this contest, and that's where you could interact.
Thanks for the explanation, Ginger. Yeah, we finally have Norella.
Yes, Norella made it. Norella, you made
I
it.
I had to patiently wait for 10 minutes.
Viktor's also here.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be there. And I also saw that Salmon was posted one of the projects there. So, Salmon, would you want to explain more about this? Salmon?
Salmon up. Let's bring Salmon up to the stage.
Yeah, Allison, you should
Sure.
just invite
Bring-
everyone. Just like right-click everyone, invite them. They'll turn it down if they don't want to come up.
Oh, okay.
Rico's
I will invite
here as
everyone.
well.
Rico's here.
Hello.
Say
Hi. Yeah. So I think you can see this the link, right? So basically, it's a game. So I'm planning to make an interactive digital signage like gameplay. So basically, currently I made like to work with the Subway Surfer and a Temple Run. So instead of playing with the keyboard, we can play with the hand gestures like left, right, jump, up and down, etc. So I tried experiment with the kids and they really loved it. And you can see the video actually in the Instagram. Do I need to share my screen to show you? Let me see if I can share. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, I can see you. I can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear
Okay.
you. We can't.
Alison, can you? Is it possible? Can you share your screen? Maybe. I think I have some issues. I can share it.
Oh, okay. Let me try.
Yep. I can now.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. The game. So basically, I'm using a gesture sensor. So we don't need to use a keyboard anymore. So just swap and we can play. So my idea is to install these in some kind of shopping area or somewhere so people can interact, play some games, etc. Yeah, that's all. Thank you. I'll document this one. I'll document on Hackster.io and share the code and all the stuff. Yeah, and other people can maybe modify it to their needs. Maybe like build top of this application, etc. Yeah. Thanks.
So cool. Our beloved Seed Ranger, Salmon.
Rico's trying to get up on the stage, but needs to be invited.
I'm back.
Rico's here, and Victor's still in the audience, so we need to bring Victor up.
Okay, I see. Let me try.
Hey guys.
Hi, Victor.
Hi.
So very quickly, since now we have Rico, Norella, and Victor also here, and one quick kind of reminder again. In Seed Studio, on the very left, all the way down under co-event, there's actually a channel dedicated to this contest called Interactive Signage Contest. So feel free if you have time once a while, like you want to pop in and just interact with the other contest participants, or if other contest participants want to use that channel to to ask questions, technical questions, or just general concept questions. Like we want to make that space serve like the purpose of the participant, so that throughout this whole contest it's not just about competing, but also learn and grow from each other. So that's my quick shout out to the Seed channel. Anyone else want to come up to the open mic? If not, I hate to do this. And next time, maybe we'll extend the time a little bit longer. But we're gonna portal back to Hackster so we can do our hardware giveaway. And each of the judge, you have a chance to spin the wheel, and anyone who make it back through the portal back to Hackster, your name will be on the wheel list. So this is total random. It's all about luck, and each of the judge, thank you. Like you have a chance to draw a lucky winner today. And thank you, Seed, for sponsor the hardware.
I have to go to a
Okay.
meeting now, but someone else can spin for me.
Okay. How about you pick someone? Salmon? Do you want to
Salmon
pick
is
Salmon?
good. I was gonna pick Salmon. That's who I was gonna pick.
Okay, Salmon, you're on the spot. You're gonna pick for David, the lucky winner. Okay.
Like how do I pick?
Yes. So thanks everyone for hanging there. Robert, we need a portal open. So again, same drill, everyone.
Ginger, same for me. I need to be in another meeting, so yeah. If someone can do my spin, that will be great.
Allison will do it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I also have a meeting at Toronto actually.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, good luck,
All right.
everyone. See you soon.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
Right.
Bye.
Cheers.
Hello, everyone. There's like.
Let's get them going. Let's bring Rico, Salmon, Allison up. Eric, Rico. Yeah. Salmon. Let's see. One, 2, 3, 4. I think we have 5 prizes, so let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. So I'll do a spin, Allison will do a spin, Salmon will do a spin, Rico will do a spin, and Eric will do a spin.
Wait, I gotta get everyone's name in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll share
We
my
have
screen.
15, we have 15
Let
in
me
the
share my
audience.
screen so everyone can see the wheel here as I put the names in.
I was waiting as well.
Brilliant X. Taxen.
There's a real wheel.
Eric, so if you click on the wheel there, can you see the screen of the wheel?
Okay, I cannot see it. I have a problem with the Discord channel for the whole evening.
Wait, can the panelists win?
Who can see the wheel?
You can't see the wheel?
I can see it.
I think it's my problem. I missed all the sharings.
Yeah, other people can see it.
Yeah, it's only me. I don't know why. Still trying to figure out.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Marco is in the audience waiting to be upgraded.
Oh, let me bring Marco up.
Got him. All right, I think I got everyone, yeah?
Have now, oh, Songhao is also in the audience. Okay.
So do I remove, Ginger, should I remove like the panelists out of the, oh, Salmon, we gotta get Salmon on here.
Salmon's spinning the wheel for David and Norella.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the only one who's gonna be able to spin the wheel, but he can tell me when to click it.
Correct. Okay, guys, we're trying to make this experience as real as possible, but we all need to collaborate here. So this is a distributed spin of the wheel, and but whoever's the lucky winner,
What are the prizes?
Prizes, Allison. What are the prizes?
Up the price. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Ah, cool. The prizes will be one of the Shao ESP32 essences, with the camera one. So yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool.
So I'm just gonna click this thing real quick. Ginger?
Let's pick. So each judge gets a spin, and we have a 5. So why don't we let Marco? Would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So how?
You just say click, and I'll click it for you.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, click.
Oh, wait, is he allowed to win?
Oh, judge.
The judge
Wow.
won.
Well, Sure.
We'll remove him. Next one. Ready? I'm going to click again for you, Marco. Ready?
Yes.
Hey, Nathan. There you go. Wow, you stuck around since the beginning, man. Congratulations.
I told you it's your lucky day.
Ooh.
All right.
Nathan's winner number 1. Who's next to spin?
Rico.
All right, 1, 2, 3, click, please.
Wakoa.
Yay.
All right, there you go, man. Nice. Congratulations.
Right.
Who's next?
Okay. Let's see. Songhao, would you like to spin? I was not here.
I'm gonna click it.
Okay. How about Eric? Eric, you go. Oh.
Yeah, I cannot see it. So 3, 2, 1, please.
Marco can't win anyways, or can he?
Marco? Marco win too? We'll send all the judges. All the judges will get a Hackster gift pack.
Okay, so Marco can't win. So go ahead. Say it again, Rico, or whoever was next.
Eric, just.
Yeah, should I do it again? 3, 2, 1, go, please.
All right, there you go. I clicked it. Goku X.
Okay, yeah, Goku X.
Who's next?
How many we spin already?
We've done
3?
3 winners so far.
Okay, David's back for some reason.
My meeting was a no-show, so I'm back for now until they appear.
Okay, David, you get to spin.
How do I do that?
You just call it out, and your remote hand Robert will do it for you. You just call it
All
out.
right. So go.
Oh, is it Google?
Oh, Google has enough stuff already.
Google? Who's Google?
Ooh.
Okay. So I think that's 4, right? And we have one more?
One more, right?
Yeah. I'd love to give hold on. Did Salman? But Salman was replacing David, but David also spin. How about this? You know, Allison did a lot of work to put this contest together. Allison, you do the finale.
Ooh, cool. Okay, then 3, 2, 1, go.
TTL XY.
TL XY? Oh, okay. Yeah. Hello. All right. Well, thanks everyone. That actually concludes all of our agenda for today. We're a bit like 8 minutes late, but thank you so much for sticking through all of these portaling, all of these abductions, all of these discussions with us. I hope you had fun today. I think in the end, like we don't want to just close things out. Robert, we could bring everyone up. You could hang out here if you have other meetings and gotta go. Feel free on. But thank you so much for being here today, and I really had a blast. So thank you so much for sharing this moment with all of us, and thank you judges for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ginger, for
Thank you,
hosting.
everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome.
And
Bunch of people won. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the winners, I guess
Yeah.
contact Allison.
Yeah. So for the people who just win the prize, win the gift, could contact me directly to claim your prize. either in Hackster or in Seed Discord.
I would suggest they send you a DM.
Yes. So winners, please send Allison a DM to claim your prize. You want to show ESP Vision, right? The one with the camera?
Yes, ESP32 as
Yes.
Sense.
Amazing. That's a really neat piece of hardware. Hope you can actually use that for your project.
Yay! And
Right.
if any people has any questions for the interactive signage contest, for the rules, for the date, or for anything that you have questions for, you could find me, or you could go to the Seed Discord interactive signage channel to share any opinion.
Well, thank you. So should we shut the
All right.
stage down, or we want to leave this open, Ginger?
I think we could shut it down, and everyone, thank you again for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome.
Nathan,
Thank you,
Nathan
Yeah.
asked you, what do I do? Nathan, you won a prize, right? So you contact Allison to claim your prize.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. I'm shutting the stage down. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Be around. if you
Y'all
need
have a
me.
wonderful rest of your day. Thanks again for being here today.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.